What's going on, kinfolk? Y'all know what time it is. It's Ikemen Mugen time, and for those that know what the hell you're looking at, here I am to show about a method that I just recently learned that's like got me hyped as hell because I was so not looking forward to doing it the normal way. This is an Ikemen only feature, by the way. I'm making characters for Ikemen, um, and I'm Mugen because, well, I don't know. I like Ikemen better. Same thing. It's just Ikemen actually getting updated. Mugen is not. So here we go. Normally, you would need to put every single sprite. Now remember, your SFF file is for those of you that already do Mugen and Ikemen, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. For those of you that doesn't do not, you subscribe to me or you watch me because of Mugen, because of my mobile content. By all means, if you're interested in something like this and learn how to do it, I will be more than happy to start doing tutorials to get you guys started, do the basics and everything like that. If it's something that you would like doing, especially for people that like fighting games and creating things and stuff like that. There's a huge community, by the way, so you will be able to release and get feedback and just have some fun with putting out content. All right, onwards to the tutorial. Sprite remapping, guys, is a great way to do transformations and a lot of other things that you want to do. So in this case, you want to change. In this case, you want to change because when he transforms, you want to change his all of these, all his base to his Super Saiyan. So in this case, I already remapped all of these already. So his idle, his crouching, his jumping, his walking, his dash forward, his dash backwards, and his walking backwards. Also, his hurt sprites for getting hit high. All right. So you're gonna see all of those change to Super Saiyan. Now, how do you do that? Right. So you're gonna see this one. Basically, you're remapping these sprites. So instead of having to make double animations, you don't need to do that. Instead, you just do a controller in your CNS that remaps all this stuff that you want to remap. So in this case, for example, this will go to that, and so on and so forth. So I remapped 20 to change to 26 when that state is active, or when that controller is active. Okay. Now, what is the controller that you're going to be using? You're going to be using a controller. Now, it's not in on this left side because it wasn't programmed in Mugen. I mean, in Fighter Factory, and originally Fighter Factory was originally made for Mugen only. Um, I would hope they would put that in since people do Ikemen as well as Mugen. So you would do a remap preset controller, and I will actually put that into. I'm going to put this in the description. The controller that's going to be used that you're going to be need because you won't be able to copy here. So remap preset, and then you're going to name it whatever. So SSJ transformation one, whatever it is you want to do. Okay. Now remember that name. So in this case, you can see 20 is now 26, 21 is 27, and so on and so forth. Now, you don't need to make a separate animation because remember, it's replacing these sprites. So those sprites will be replaced. It's like making a second animation, but you don't actually have to. These sprites will be replaced with the sprite that you told it to replace it with, and it will play this animation at its speed, angle, transparency, anything that you set here will play like this. It's just replacing. Okay, makes it much easier. So remember, you did all these, set them all. So now you need to go ahead and tell it when to activate this. Okay. So you're gonna go and you're gonna need two things. You need to go into your actually well, it's 3 steps after you set that. 3 steps after that. So you're gonna go to your negative threes and you're gonna set a var. Okay. So this var can be anything from 0 to 59. If you're editing a character already and you don't know what vars are available, you can go ahead and set insert variable usage tool, hit OK, and then this is going to tell you all the vars that are active. Okay, even float variables if you're into that sort of kind of thing. Right now, you need to set a var. So type VarSet triggers when this VarSet is going to happen, and that's going to be round state equals 0. What that means is pre-intro. So basically, before the intros even start, that var is set. You're setting a var. In this case, we're using variable 5, and we're setting it to 0, which in this case is off. Okay, we'll come back to the remap here, Next, you need to go into the state. You need to find whatever state is going to turn variable 5 on. So the same thing, the same VarSet controller, but instead, the trigger is going to be time equals 0, or not time, which is exclamation point time. V is 5, and value is going to be 1, because now you're setting it to on, which is 1. So 0 is either off or no. 1 is either yes or on. Okay. Next, now this state sets it to on. So now you need to go into this RemapPal, which is which is the controller, okay? And then you're stating when this RemapPal will take effect, and this RemapPal will use this, okay? So now you need to go trigger. So when will this effect take place? Well, this is going to take effect when variable 5 equals 1. Now remember what turns variable 5 to 1? This state, and this state only. So when you activate this state, variable 5 will now be on, and then you're going to go here, and then now if this variable 5 is on, this controller takes effect. Now preset equals is, remember I told you to remember that name. Preset equals is whatever it is name that you set right here. So it could be RemapPreset space dick and balls if you want it to. That has to match. Okay, that has to match right here in parentheses. And once you do that, save it. Now remember you set your presets. You set your variable to 0 at started around. You then went to your state that's going to turn that variable on, and then you also set your RemapPal to then be active when variable 5 is on, and it's going to use the SSJ or whatever it is that label is. Now, that's all you need. Now, the command, you can set it to anything for testing. I already made my super transformation, made it to its own state, gave it its own transformation, gave it its own command. So in this case, transformation, and for me, transformation is start, which is enter on my keyboard. So now, once you do all of that, you're gonna hit save. Now you're testing. Open up Ikemen. So just to show you that it does not work in Mugen, Mugen is not. It's gonna show me an error, or Mugen is just not gonna work. See, it's gonna show me an error. So see, Remapsprite doesn't work in Mugen. Okay, so bam. So if you want to do a transformation and you're making a character for both Mugen and Ikemen, and you're using this method, your Mugen character method is gonna have to be the old way. Okay. So now you hit Control D. So you can see here, variable 5 equals 0. If I hit reset, variable 5 is 0 before the intro start and all of that. Okay. Now, in order to display your variable, the variable is not displayed off rip. You have to set it to display. You just do a display to clipboard controller here, and the text is going to be percent var parenthesis 5 close parentheses equals percent d close parentheses, and then parameters is your var 5. Now, if you have multiple vars you want to display, you would simply add a comma, var, parentheses, whatever that you want to know, and the same thing goes here. This has to be one parentheses, and that to be multiple, just one. So you simply add it right here, space it, boom. Okay. If it turns blue, it works. All right, you did it right. If it's not blue, it doesn't work. So now you have that. So now when you hit Control D, remember Control D displays your debugs for all your information. Control D, so it's player 1. So now I'm variable 1. Variable 0. Variable 5 is set to 0. So no matter what I do, even if I get hit, right? No matter what, variable 5 is 0. If I'm dashing, if I attack, variable 5 is 0. Now, remember the state. Remember enter for me uses the state that turns variable 5 to 1. So now, if I press it, I'm going to do my transformation. It looks trash because I don't have any effects. So now, all the sprites that I set to change to his Super Saiyan are now changed to that because variable 5 is 1, which means it's on. So now, walk back, walk forward, I jump, I crouch, However, if I were to attack, I go base. Why? Because I did not put his attacking Super Saiyan Gen sprites in yet and remap them. Okay. If I was to get hit, I'm staying Super Saiyan. Why? Because I did put his 5000s and remap those, right? So any high ones. However, if he were to hit me low, I did not put those in. Thus, for he goes back to these. All right. And that is that. So if I were to, let's say, die, right? Still base because I am I am all of that. Now, I still need to figure out the kinks. As you see, variable 5 is 0, and I am still Super Saiyan here, still transformed, right? So, I need to further ask some questions because that's but for the gist of it, that is how you set it. If you can figure out, it's set to 0, but now I'm still there. So if you can figure that out, let me know. This say reset equals, you want to reset equals 1. I just don't know where to put it. Still figuring that out. But that is the gist of it, and that's how you do That's how you do sprite remapping in Ikemen. All right. So remember, remapping everything. You can set it all under one controller. You would do different controllers if you have different things that change. So if you have Super Saiyan 4, Super Saiyan 4 that changes in this, you would then maybe do another remap preset controller and set it, and call it remap preset Super Saiyan 4, and then put the desired things in there, and then you would just set another remap pal effect here and just set it to preset equals such with the variable. All right, and that is how you do sprite remapping in Ikemen. So let me know what you think, guys. My first Mugen slash Ikemen tutorial. Let me know what you think for all my Ikemen and Mugen people. If for those that aren't Ikemen and Mugen people, if you are intrigued and you want to learn more, by all means, go ahead and comment on this video. I'll be more than happy to do tutorials to really break everything down to get you started. Some tutorials are still relevant. They're just super old and they're outdated in the sense that the method that they use still works, but it's more of an outdated method. And there has been methods that's been shown to be faster, more efficient, and less tedious. All right, trust me, coding is a lot of tedious work. You want to find the um, best method that makes it not feel like a chore. Okay. Now, but it's all worth it in the end. So even if some things will be tedious no matter what, it's all worth it in the end. So let me know what you guys think, guys. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.